Welcome back to Deep in State, this time with Ugo from WiCrypt. We are super excited to be talking to him today. This episode is sponsored by Eclipse Labs. Eclipse is building Ethereum's fastest layer 2 powered by the Solana virtual machine. Eclipse combines Solana's performance and scalability with Ethereum's security to get the best of both worlds. You can read more about Eclipse mainnet at www.eclipse.builders. We'll have a little bit more on them later in the show. Before we get started, remember to hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell. This alerts you to when the next episode drops and helps us keep bringing great guests like Ugo on the show. Also, a third of our subscribers still don't follow us on Twitter, so make sure to follow us there at Deep in State. There should be a link down below. Ugo, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
I'm super psyched to have you here. So WiCrypt is a project out of Nigeria. I'm hearing a ton of the different African projects are coming out. Super excited to be talking to you and kind of hearing what it is and what it does. Looks like it's hotspot sharing. Do you want to kind of give me some background on how you got into it and what you're doing with it?
Okay, great. How we started WiCrypt. WiCrypt actually started in 2018. So it started out when I was in my office just working with a few colleagues. And then my internet went out. So, but theirs was still working. My network, for some reason, just got bad. So, but theirs was still working. So I asked them to give me access to their Wi-Fi, to their hotspots, from their mobile phones. Because then what we just do is to share hotspots from your mobile phone. So they said no, that, if they did that, it would be very difficult for them to know how much data I would consume because I consume a lot of data and they wouldn't know how to charge me. And I said, wait, what if we could build something that will allow me to connect to anybody's internet anywhere in the world, and then anywhere I am in the world, and then those people can charge me in real time, and they don't really care if I'm connected to their internet or not. They just know that based on a certain billing rate, they are charging me. And that's how the whole idea for WiCrypt came up, and I actually shelved the idea for a few months, I think for about 6 months, and then one of my friends in the UK had something to present in university. I was like, hey, he knows I have good ideas. Do I have any nice thing? And I said, yeah, there's this thing I shelved, some months back. So I presented it to him, and then he presented it in the school then, and it came out to be like the best idea that, in his class. So his professors now asked him who has the idea and why are we not working on it, right? So
Yeah.
he just pushed me to now make me start working on it. Yeah, I started working on it, and that's how we grew to be what we are today. Yeah, so that's how WiCrypt basically came about. Yeah.
Super cool. And you guys are based out of Nigeria, but I think you're telling me you got hotspots in over 30 countries right now?
Yeah, so currently, so we have hotspots in over 30 countries and in over 90 cities as well. But majority of our users are in Nigeria because, we started out in Nigeria, building our local communities and, just getting feedback from people here over the past couple of years. So that's why we have majority of people here. But now we've started growing and expanding to other parts of the world. We have devices in the US, in China. I think like 2 weeks ago, we even had a major distributor licensed in China and is expanding the WiCrypt hotspot network there in China as well. Yeah.
Got it. And are there countries that you think of like, oh, these are the best markets for us? Are you looking for certain things?
Oh, yes. For example, like the US, Canada, and of course, Europe as a continent. These are like very good areas. So, and we're very happy because we also have some, distributors in the US and Canada who have reached out to us and they are working on some content to be able to start, distributing these devices in bulk in the US and in Canada. And in Europe as well, a company has also reached out to us. They distribute large, DePIN devices, right? And they reached out to WiCrypt. They saw what we were doing, reached out to us. They just ordered a couple of devices as samples to test out, and then from there, they will now have a larger order. So yeah, there are very good markets, right, that we are really pushing to get into. And we're already making inroads into those markets, actually.
Got it. Ah, super cool. Now, how does it work? There's a piece of hardware that I buy that's the WiCrypt hotspot. And then how does it connect to my phone? Do I need an app? Like walk me through how a user kind of onboards or figures this thing out.
All right, great. So one way is, of course, you can buy the hardware, right? And then once you buy the hardware, setup is just about 5 minutes. You don't need an app. You don't need a mobile app. You don't need to download an app. to set up, you can just go to the website, just log in, and then you're all good to go, right? And then you have like an interface from the device that pops up on your mobile phone or your computer screen. And in a couple of minutes, in about 2-3 minutes, you're done setting up. And then, of course, you register the device and you see it on your web application. Or if you want to download the mobile application, we have the mobile application supported on Android and iOS, right? So you can download the mobile application. And once you have it set up, simply what you can now do is to create your credentials. If you want to share and charge people for using your internet, you can set your billing rate, and anybody connecting to your device, they don't need an app actually. So it pops up and then they can get a voucher, or you can give them a voucher, or if they have the mobile app, that's fine. They can top up the wallet on the mobile app and use it to access your device. And that mobile app can work anywhere in the world. So say, for example, there's a WiCrypt hotspot in Germany or in Finland. If you go to Finland with your mobile app, you connect instantly. You go to the US, you connect. You don't need to bother about, topping up with a different currency and all that, right? So that's basically how it works. And there's a second part to it which is, an incentivization mechanism, which is allowing people to earn our native cryptocurrency, WNT, right? So we created it as a sort of reward mechanism to grow and, have a large network effect. So what happens is when you set up your device, you can actually earn WNT when you share and distribute your internet. And for you to do that, of course, you have to stake a minimum amount of $150 worth of WNT. And then when you're sharing your internet, let's say using it at home for like Netflix, whatever you're doing, right? You're distributing and sharing data. You're earning like little amounts of those tokens. But we've built in a reward model that incentivizes people more when they actually share and use the internet in different parts of, different locations, right? So because we're encouraging people to provide internet access, that way reducing cost of internet, also making internet highly or very much available for a lot of people to use, right? So this is how WiCrypt basically works. We've even gone ahead to create much larger systems. There's something called the city Wi-Fi. So you can even plug your Starlink. Maybe you're in a remote village, right? Or somewhere that doesn't have access to regular internet connection. You can actually connect your Starlink to your WiCrypt device. And then we have nodes that you can mount and use those nodes to distribute to up to 5 kilometers, right? Radius. And just with one Starlink, you can cover a long distance and allow people to connect to the internet, right? And when you do that, you also earn tokens, you earn crypto tokens, even if you're not charging those people, because you might not be able to charge for internet connection in all the countries of the world, right? So you are also able to earn some tokens as an incentive for sharing and distributing data. Yeah, so these are some of the use cases for the device. There are more, but I'll stop here for now.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. I love to hear how people have kind of thought through how to incentivize using their network and then making sure the network is actually useful. Let's take a quick break and we'll talk about today's sponsor, Eclipse Labs. One of the cool parts about doing this show is we get to talk to tons of projects across the space, including back-end nerdy stuff that helps deepen projects. One of those is today's show sponsor, Eclipse Labs, who is building Ethereum's fastest layer 2 to support several deepen projects. Eclipse leverages the best parts of the modular stack: Solana for execution, Celestia for scalability, and Ethereum for security. Eclipse is committed to helping projects build on DePIN. Check them out at eclipse.builders and check out the interview we did with Neil at Eclipse if you haven't seen it yet. So, Ugo, if we come back to WiCrypt, I probably should have asked, what blockchain is the token on? Is the WNT on?
Okay. Yeah, so currently WNT is on Polygon, but we just announced that we're actually going to be deploying on Arbitrum, and that's going to happen in a couple of days, right? Yeah, so people can actually get WNT on Polygon, and then in a couple of days they should be able to get it on Arbitrum as well. Yeah.
Got it. And what's driving that change over Arbitrum?
Okay, so one of the things that we're doing, one of the reasons we're actually going to Arbitrum is one, Arbitrum's ecosystem. Arbitrum has a massive ecosystem now, and we're actually going to be, well, arguably at the time we made the launch, or we announced that we're going to be going to Arbitrum, we're supposed to be the first DePIN project on Arbitrum, right? So Arbitrum doesn't have any DePIN projects, it's mostly DeFi projects, but there is a huge TVL, massive community, and we want to be able to expose the WiCrypt, to expose WiCrypt to this massive, community to grow our WiCrypt ecosystem even a lot more. Yeah. And of course, when it comes to Arbitrum, they're a layer 2 blockchain, and Arbitrum is really fast when it comes to transactions. And we are going to be integrating Arbitrum into the WiCrypt mobile and web application as well, yeah, in a couple of months. So it's not just about launching the token on Arbitrum. We're also looking at the technical part as well, in terms of speed, ability to confirm transactions in a short period of time, yeah, and efficiency really. Yeah, Arbitrum is very efficient. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're seeing a couple other projects come to the same conclusion, kind of think the same way and say like, yeah, this is going to be a really good thing to do. Let's go a little bit deeper into the use cases. Can you give me maybe one or two more examples of where WiCrypt is really going to help people out versus right now I've got my own little network in my home. Like why would I use
Okay, great. Yeah.
WiCrypt?
So let me start let me use a small business, for example. So
Yeah.
different parts of the world, right? And people have small business. I mean, SMEs or small businesses are the life or the blood of every economy. So small
Yeah.
businesses like coffee shops, restaurants, and all that, they have a lot of people coming. Usually they want to provide some form of Wi-Fi or as a sort of incentive. But most times, when they have this Wi-Fi, there's no way to create value from the Wi-Fi. All they can probably do is to give it to people for free, which of course, depending on the country where you are, it might be expensive. Or even if you have very cheap internet in your country, let's say maybe in a place like Europe or like a place like Germany, the internet is cheap in some areas. You might not be able to get more data. People just browse the internet and they leave. Now, with WiCrypt, you can actually create a custom form. There's something we built in called like a custom landing page or custom form. You can collect data from customers. So people can maybe drop feedback on your store, on how your service was. They can even, get access to much more information by maybe when they fill in maybe their emails or some other data like their phone numbers. You can reach out. So you can actually build a database of people that are coming to your store or to your small business. And this is very powerful. Before now, how companies or how people used to do this was, they will reach out to big networking companies, people that build like large network infrastructure, and it costs thousands of dollars. Small businesses can't afford this. So they install like a sort of portal, the kind of things you see at the airport, right?
Yeah.
Those things are very expensive, right? Small businesses can't really afford those things. So now, with a very small amount of money and with their small routers, they can now have the WiCrypt operating system running and providing these services to them. Another thing WiCrypt has also built in is an advertisement network. This is the first time this is being done. What we've built, it's currently under test and it should be live in a couple of weeks. So what we've built is an advertisement network where a company, say for example, like a Tesla, can place an ad on the WiCrypt network, and everybody that has the WiCrypt device is able to see those ads, right, when people want to connect. And it makes each WiCrypt device a sort of moving billboard, because we have different types of devices: the pocket device that you can put in your pocket, battery powered, and the regular maybe kind of routers you put in your home, right? And what this does is that it creates additional revenue streams for people that have these devices. So even if you're not mining crypto or earning crypto, with this advert feature, you can actually earn passive income by, allowing people's ads to pop up, when people want to connect to your device, which is good, right? And this is value that has not been created ever before by, companies. So this is something that we're bringing to the market, more value. So even if you have WiCrypt in your home, for example, and people want to connect to your Wi-Fi, they can actually just see those ads, and it earns you money as a device owner, right? And because before now, you have ads showing on Facebook, YouTube, and all that, but you don't earn anything because you're seeing those ads, right? Let's say
Right.
it's on your computer, you're not earning anything. But now, with the decentralized nature of what we built, you can earn something. Then in offices as well, I'll give you an example. A place like Nigeria, bandwidth is expensive, right? And because it's expensive, what happens is most people in offices, when they buy internet or when they buy, a certain amount of bandwidth, they try to manage how people connect to it, but it's very difficult. So, but with the WiCrypt system, you can actually allocate data tokens to people. You can say, oh, look, you have access to 2 gig, you have access to 5 gig. Once you're done consuming it, it's done. And another thing we built in, parental control. It's built at the root of WiCrypt for homes, right? People, because there's a lot of pervasive content now. So parents can now manage, what people are watching. They can give access, the root access at the Wi-Fi level, which is very powerful, instead of maybe trying to do it at different at devices level, right? So these are some of the features we've built in. It's not just about crypto. We actually have like real world value that we're offering to businesses, individuals and families. Yeah.
Love it, dude. Super exciting to hear. Super exciting. Well, I'll be excited to kind of watch what you guys are doing and how the project grows. The best place to find you is WiCrypt.com. Is that WiCrypt.com?
Yeah.
And we'll be following you guys. Thanks so much for coming on. Is there anything else you want to hit before we sign off here?
Well, so I just want to, thanks a lot, Nick. And just everyone should keep paying attention to what we're doing. And we're very happy to work with partners in different parts of the world. So if you feel like, oh, you want to run hotspots or chain of hotspots, feel free to reach out to us. We're going to be very happy to connect with you, and to work with you on this. Because we're still very early. So it's better to come in now that we're very early. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on, Ugo. We'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Take care.